After the end of today's lesson, you can finish all the maths on your assignment. And that will be the goal for me to start checking it today, because I've got a student here that's done the maths. And then for tomorrow in the double lesson, it'll be a short actual teaching. But the rest should be you finding the surface area, which was taught last week, and the volume, which is going to be taught now. So how do you find the volume? You need the correct formula. As a teacher, my job is to do it correctly. That's no question here. But I want to go over the idea of a prism. A prism is any 3D shape that's the same. I could slice the same all the way through. Okay? It's got the same cross section. So these shapes, you may already be aware of. The volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times the depth. Why does that work? How do I find the area of the rectangle on the end of it? Length times by width. And then I times it by how deep the prism is. Same here. Triangular prism. What is the slice at the end of a triangular prism? What face can you see? A triangle. So, can you see here, the volume of it is the area of a triangle times by how deep it is. Circle. Someone remind me, what is the area of a circle? Pi times by? Radius. Not times 2, squared. You can see on the volume of a cylinder, pi times by radius squared. That's the area of the circle on the end. And I times it by how deep it is. Why am I going through, instead of just saying these formula, why am I doing it piece by piece? Because you will have a question in your test where you're going to be asked to find the volume of a weird shape. But what's special about it is it's going to be the same weird shape all the way through. It's a prism. This is a prism. It's an L shape. And it's the same L shape all the way through. How do I find the volume of that? Find the area of the end and then times it by how deep it is. Okay? Can you get those down, please? And then we'll do 3 other 3D shapes. And then the rest of the lesson, you can ignore the timeline work. If you're brave like that, that's fine. Find the volume of your chest piece. If you don't think practice is worth it, that's fine. I'll remind you if you lose any marks in the test. You guys know when your student free days are? Friday of week 6, and then the Monday of week 7. Sorry? Week 6 next week, yeah. So around that time, you'll be doing your test revision anyway. So I think it's week 8 you'll be doing the testing. Get those down a couple of minutes. I'll get back to you at 35. Yes?
I went home. Yeah. Yeah. No, I do a lot of like, dude, you can see.
Yeah. Like brown rice is
That's cool. I call it drink. Yeah, it's pretty good. Just do this out my spoon. Fucking poor orphan child using these slush.
One more minute and then I'll go to the 3 other formula. We'll do an example. What's the question?
What does the last prism say? Is it any prism?
Oh, yes.
Any prism, yes. So you might have a question where the prism looks like this. It looks like a poo, right? But it's the same all the way through. If it's the same shape all the way through, all you need to know is how deep it is and what the area of the end is. and the volume will always be the area times by the depth of it. Yeah?
Okay.
30 seconds. You'll have to get this after. You'll have to get it after, yeah? No waiting. All right. You can get this after if you don't quite have all of those. There is no overall formula for volume of pyramids, cones, and spheres. Get them down. Remember how to do it. Write it on your cheat sheet. It's on YouTube now as well. So what is a pyramid? You find the area of the base. The bottom of a pyramid can either be a rectangle, if you want to make it harder than it needs to be, or make it square to make it a bit easier for your DI. Find the area of the base, times it by how tall it is, and then divide it by 3, which is the same as timesing by 1/3. That's the volume of a pyramid. Volume of a cone. I can hear you, okay? Area of the base of a cone is a circle, which is pi r squared. You can see the formula for a cone is basically the same as a pyramid. What's the only difference going to be? The area of the base is going to be a circle, not a square or a rectangle. That sphere I didn't shade properly, apologies. Let's make it pink. No, that looks better. A sphere, it's round. Volume of a sphere, 4/3 times by pi times by the radius cubed. Can you get those, please? We'll do an example. You can't quite see the whole shape, that's fine. Can I see the top of this shape that I'm finding the volume of? What shape is that? The top there.
Sphere.
Sphere. So if I wanted to find the volume of that sphere, V sphere shape, I'm giving you the formula, 4/3 times by pi times by, it's 6 across. So what would the radius be? 3 cubed. The Apple calculator, they've really upgraded it now. I didn't realize that. 4/3, you can bracket it, times by pi, times by 3, and make sure you cube it. So that's going to spit out 113.10. Units would be cubic centimeters to 2 decimal points. The next shape down, what would I call that, holding the sphere up? Square base, because if we look at the bottom, it's 6 by 6. So how do I find the volume of a pyramid? V, pyramid shape, 1/3. Area of the base is going to be 6 times by 6. How tall is that pyramid? It's 4 centimeters tall. Do the brackets first. You don't get a choice with bed mass. 6 times 4 divided by 3 is the same as timesing by 1/3, 48. Cubic centimeters. And just quickly, the last shape at the bottom. It's a rectangular prism. V. Area of the base is going to be 6 times by 6. How deep is it? 8. 6 times 6 times 8, 288. Unlike surface area, do I subtract anything for volumes? No. Because the volume is just telling you how much space it's taking up. Whereas with the surface area, for this chess piece, you're pretending to paint it, so you need to subtract things that are touching. So V total is going to be 48 to 88, 10, 16, 17, 19, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 3, 4. 449.10 cubic centimeters. There is nothing stopping you at this point doing all the maths on your DO. I would like to spend that time, rest of this lesson and tomorrow, I can check your maths within seconds as long as you have a good diagram of your chess piece. Okay? There's also some people that I still need to draw their designs for. So catch me there in this time.